So last November 1st, I was, coming up on a year now, I was headed home, and I was going south, and I came to the only place on the route where where traffic is moving quickly and there's no shoulder. I remember it being bright, like thinking, wow, there's a lot of headlights on the ground in front of me. And then I was in the air, and I apparently hit a windshield, was flying, hit the ground, slid to a stop kind of on my back. So I was really sore and in a lot of pain. It was really hard for me to move around.
I am joined by Ken Christensen and Russ Hymas from Christensen Hymas law firm. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you.
You guys both represent injured cyclists as well as being avid cyclists yourself. Is the scenario that we just saw in that video a common thing that you guys see often?
Unfortunately, it is becoming more and more common. Arthur was doing everything in compliance with the law. He was to the right side of the road. He had on a flashing red taillight. He had on reflective clothing, but it didn't stop him from getting basically rear-ended at 40 miles an hour. And it's becoming more common because cycling is becoming more popular. There's more bikes on the roads, there are more cars on the road, and it really kind of highlights the importance of educating one another about the rights and responsibilities of motorists and cyclists.
Okay, and as we all know, temperatures are heating up. The cyclists are out and about. What do you guys see that drivers are doing wrong a lot of the time?
I think there's probably three things that we would highlight as things that motorists need to be aware of every time they see a cyclist on the road. The first one is called the 3-foot rule. If a motorist is passing a cyclist, you need to make sure that there is 3 feet of space between the edge of your car, probably your side view mirror, and the bike. If there's not that much space, if there's a narrow road or there's oncoming traffic, be patient, slow down, and wait until you have enough space to be able to make that pass safely. In fact, the legislature even recently passed a law that allows drivers to cross over a double yellow line in order to pass cyclists safely. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And secondly, motorists need to understand that there are times when the cyclist can ride in the middle of the road. That can be frustrating for motorists, but there's a reason why the law allows it. It could be that the right side of the road is dangerous. It has a dangerous condition, or there's debris, or there's a car that they're having to pass that's parked on the right side. Or it could be that the lane is so narrow that there's not enough room for the cyclist and the motorist. And so at that point, the cyclist should move over into the middle of the lane so that motorists know that, hey, it's not safe for you to pass right now at this moment.
And the third one is, it probably goes without saying because it's become such common knowledge, but don't drive distracted. Get rid of the distractions. Distracted driving accounts for so many accidents now, and it's dangerous to all of us, but in particular if you think about a cyclist or a pedestrian that doesn't have a seatbelt or an airbag or 1,000 pounds of steel surrounding them, distracted driving can be very dangerous for them. And again, it really just highlights the importance of both motorists and cyclists. It's not just on motorists. Cyclists need to be aware of their responsibilities as well. But we feel like if people become educated as to their rights on the road, that'll make a big difference. And that was one of the main reasons why we wrote the Utah Bicycle Accident Handbook, was to provide that education.
Okay, it is an incredible resource for people to teach them and educate them. What can people find in the book?
Well, the book explains in detail all of Utah cycling laws, and it also explains more about insurance. Many cyclists don't realize that if they get hit on their bike by a car, their own car insurance has insurance coverage available to cover all their damages. And so in our book, we explain what type of insurance every cyclist should have and when it becomes applicable. And this book's for free.
Free book, educating people and helping so many cyclists out there. Utah is beautiful. We want people to enjoy it, but we want them to do it safely.
Absolutely.
Okay, how do people contact you guys?
Well, they could request a copy of the book at utahbicyclelawyers.com, and they can get our contact information there as well if they need to give us a call.
Okay, and as always, we will put the information on our website, fox13now.com. Just click on The Place.